Hello and welcome everyone again into another video. And in today's video we have some top tier content, like the content you guys like, the top teams in the Master League. I know lots of people have started doing it, but hey, we started this thing in this channel and I would like to keep doing it so I can update all my viewers on the what to use and how to play some specific matchups. Master League, I will be making also a cup about a video about the Retro Cup, so make sure you stay subbed to the channel if you're not subbed, because Retro Cup is by far my favorite cup in the entire in all of the themed cups. My name is Yasser Alid and I'm a Twitch streamer. I stream on Twitch twice a week and during the weekend on twitch.tv/Yasser Alid, and I also post some videos on this YouTube channel. The main Pokemons on this cup aren't like, if we look here on the top right corner, we see that Lugia is number 1, Groudon is number 2, number 3 is Giratina, Alter number 4 is... what is this? Solgaleo, cool, I don't have that thing. Kyurem is in the top, Shadow Lugia is decent, Dragonite, Meloetta, Mewtwo Shadow, Zacian, Mewtwo, Rayquaza, Giratina, Origin, Gyarados, Yveltal, Florges, and we all know that we will be seeing only 4-5 Pokemons. Everyone's gonna be using Dialga, everyone's gonna be using Dialga, Zacian, Groudon, Lugia, Giratina, that's it. But there are lots of other options you could use, solid options in fact, and I divide them into like lead, safe swap, generalist. Generalist is a Pokemon that you could use everywhere, either as a lead or a safe swap, or in the back as a closer. Generalist, like those Pokemons usually like do not get walled by anything. Okay, leads are Pokemons that either have like a debuff move where they debuff themselves and then they have to swap out to clear the debuff, or they just have a closing move that nukes, and a cheap move where you will sometimes force your opponent to shield a beat. An example for that is Palkia, where it has Aqua Tail, which is a fast move that you will get within a charge move that you will get within 4 fast moves. 6 seconds as well. It's a Dragon Claw clone, but it doesn't. Palkia for some reason does not learn the Dragon Claw. Ho-Oh is the Ho-Oh and Dragonite, and Landorus are the example about Pokemons that are always, most of the time, are in the lead because they have a move that debuff them and force them to swap out to clear the debuff because you dropped your defense harshly. Groudon is in the lead because Groudon get walled by flights. Groudon beat everything that doesn't fly except Kyogre, Palkia stuff, but you could just Dragon Tail it all the way down if you run Dragon Tail. You beat everything that doesn't fly, and you get walled by the flies. That's why it's a lead. It used to be a generalist before the flyers became meta. Safe swaps. The best safe swap is the Alga and Zacian, but they are more of a generalist than a safe swap. The best safe swap, I think, was ever since Season 1 is Giratina Origin. That's due to the fact that it's extremely bulky Pokemon, hits hard with the Shadow Ball, has an extremely good fast move, Shadow Claw, one of the best offensive and defensive fast move where it does lots of damage, also generate a decent amount of energy. Where you get to the Shadow Ball within 8, then 7, I think, if I am correct. Which is like in 8 seconds, 7 seconds. That's like pretty huge to getting with a fast move that does lots of damage and you still generate that much of energy. Melmetal is a decent safe swap. Now with the Iron Bash, I don't think it's as good as we thought it will be. We thought it's going to be like something decent around like Body Slam or at least Sacred Sword, but they made it Dragon Claw clone, which is a bad charge move. Dragon Claw is a bad charge move. It's only good on Dragons because Dragons has an extremely good fast move, so either Dragon Tail or Dragon Breath. So Melmetal does not have fast move pressure. It's literally non-stab Thunder Shock, so it doesn't even add up. You can't even fast move down anything. Like last time I saw someone trying to mod shot down a 1 HP Garchomp, they end up doing like 20 fast moves, and yet Garchomp was able to fast move down a 10% HP Melmetal before Melmetal was able to fast move down a 1 HP Garchomp. Zarude is one of the RP. I say Zarude is a counter swap Pokemon where like if the opponent safe swap Giratina, Mewtwo, Groudon, Kyogre, these stuff, you just end up RPSing them. Kyurem. I don't know about Kyurem. I don't think Kyurem is a decent swap. I think it's just a crazy good and extremely underrated lead due to the fact that you can debuff the opponent. Like, the Dialga matchup isn't bad because you're able to get to 2 moves before the Dialga gets to 2 moves, so you'll be forcing the Dialga to shield and respect your energy. Landorus, the Therian, like the... Wait, this is the Therian? This is the Therian? The Incinerate? No, Incinerate is a fast move. The Incarnate one is more of, it's better safe swap than the Therian one. The Therian one is an extremely good lead because it's one of very, very few Pokemons that are capable of beating. In fact, it's the only Pokemon that can beat Groudon, Zacian, and Dialga. I think it's the only Pokemon. I think it's the only one, actually. You could say Ho-Oh is the second one, but yeah, I think those are the only ones. The Incarnate Landorus is better than Landorus as a safe swap because you don't have a debuff move. It actually, for some reason, has better charge moves. It has Earth Power, Rock Slide, while the other one, which is supposed to be the good one, has Super Power and Stone Edge, which is extremely bad. I don't know what Niantic is thinking when they give like the good Pokemon bad charge move and the bad one good charge moves. Like, what are you thinking? Like, please, Niantic, do something, make sense. The Generalization, Dialga, there is nothing I need to talk about. Those extremely OP. Those never have been bad, always good. Even if they have, like, even if you counter them, they are still able to flip a shield scenario by some energy lead. They always can win the 0 when they aren't supposed to. Excadrill is like the most budget OP Pokemon. That's how I like to describe it. Mewtwo used to be the craziest Pokemon in Master League until they introduced lots of dark Pokemon such as Yveltal and Zarude. Stuff that Mewtwo doesn't beat. But Mewtwo is still the best Pokemon in Master League as long as it's up a shield. So you need to get to that scenario where like you get Mewtwo a shield up on the opponent. Giratina Altered, it's probably the most underrated Pokemon in Master League. People just don't use it because it's too slow and takes forever, but people play Master League based on the hundos that they get. Like, you get 300, the first 300 legendaries, that's basically your Master League team. Rayquaza, I think it's also an underrated Pokemon. It replaced Dialga when it first got the Breaking Swipe. Then for like 3 days, and then Dialga get back to the meta just because Dialga is the superior, the most superior dragon in the game. It's a dragon that does take neutral damage from dragons. It's the dragon that beats dragons, and it's the steel that can beat other steel in the 0. It's also the dragon that beat fairies. Only Dialga can do that for some reason. Reshiram is low-key an underrated version of Dialga because Reshiram against, as an example, Reshiram against Zacian, you don't take super effective from Zacian. That's like the main thing about Reshi. That's when like people like the Pokemango prefer Reshiram over Dialga because you don't take super effective from Dialga. From Zacian, sorry. And if you have a Draco, you can win the 0 against Dialga as long as you have one Dragon Breath lead. Lugia, my favorite legendary Pokemon. It's so good because it's my favorite legendary Pokemon. That's it. Lugia, Kyogre are 2 of my favorite Pokemons, and I always make teams around those. So if you like those 2 Pokemons, make sure to stay subscribed to the channel because I will be making lots of videos about those 2. I love those 2 Pokemons. What's the name of that one? Zekrom. I have a bad story with Zekrom where I still don't have a Hundo Zekrom, even though I did more than 150 raids. I did more than 25 lucky trades so far. I don't have a Hundo or a lucky, what do you call it, functional Hundo. If you like some Zekrom content, I think the best one who does that is an Adequance. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. He does lots of Zekrom content. He likes Zekrom because Zekrom has the ability to beat all the Flyers, even if it's a Lugia, because 2 Fusion Bolt, 2 Wild Charge can kill Lugia. It's the only dragon that can beat Lugia in the 0, something like that. Dialga struggle against Lugia, by the way, because it's like the one who shield the nuke win the game. Some spicy stuff. Gyarados, I know that PvPoke has Gyarados up there, like as number 14. I don't believe that. I don't believe it's good. It's just a bad Dialga. That's like what Gyarados is. Because it's a Dragon Breath user that's supposed to beat other dragons, but you don't beat Dialga. You lose to the same stuff that Dialga loses to, but Dialga has the capability of beating the stuff that beats it. As an example, Dialga with 2 Iron Heads can KO Zacian. If Zacian's debuff, 1 Iron Head is enough. Well, Gyarados is not capable of doing that. Xerneas is poor. Well, I call it poor man Zacian. Yes, some people like it. I know Home Slice Henry made lots of content around this, which is something I respect. They're trying to get some use out of a poor manization. I mean, it's not a poor man. Like, I mean, it's like, I would still say like it's something that takes more resources than Zacian, because Zacian is so good that you will be raiding it. This thing is not that good, but you still have to raid it if you don't get a Zacian, because this is the other version of Zacian that's not as good, but can do what Zacian does. But Zacian does it much better, because Zacian has a Snarl, and in some cases, you prefer the Snarl over this thing. This thing has Tackle. Zacian has a Quick Attack, and Quick Attack is better than Tackle. Conkeldurr. It's good if you're sniping a streamer that's using Double Steal. Metagross. I still don't like using Metagross in Open Master League, but my previous teammate, Pokemango, still is still using Metagross, and he's been hitting 3600 every season in Master League with a triple non-legendary team. I will try to get him to send me some footage using that, so hopefully everyone can play Master League. Meloetta, an underrated anti-meta Pokemon. The problem with that doesn't resist anything, but it has some decent bulk, and it has some good nuke charge moves where you can threaten everything basically. It's good to punish those Giratina safe swaps, Mewtwo safe swaps. It's not as bad against Dialga, because you get to a Moonblast and Side Shock for Dialga gets to 2 moves. Shadow Snorlax is low-key good, but not the greatest. Shadow Snorlax is a bad version of Giratina Altered, okay? If you have a Giratina Altered, it's a better version of Snorlax. I know some people be like, oh, this team is so good, I want 70 win streak with Snorlax in Master League. That means if you have a Giratina Altered, you would go 100 one streak instead of 70. Yeah, these videos sometimes get me. I don't know. But yeah, if you don't have a Giratina Altered, you could use Shadow Snorlax. Heatran with the new Magma blah blah blah, that's the new legacy charge move. It's supposed to be good, but it's not as good as, it won't be as good as Ho-Oh, but it will be decent. Why? Because it's a legacy move on a legendary that was this close to be meta. Now after the new legacy move, I think it's gonna be much better, but I would still prefer to run Ho-Oh. I think Slice Henry has been saying that he's gonna try this Pokemon a lot, which he usually does. Whenever he says something about a Pokemon, he usually spams the heck out of it to make lots of content about it. I'm not gonna make one. I'm just gonna watch Home Slice Henry videos about it, just like all of you. Ursaluna still need a good fast move. Niantic is gonna keep giving Ursaluna more charge moves, and with still nothing gonna change until Ursaluna gets a new good fast move. Then we can start talking. For giving it a good fast move, I don't think it's as useful. Garchomp, my favorite non-legendary Pokemon, my favorite Pokemon, I think, as well. It's an extremely good Pokemon, extremely underrated, but the thing is, Dragonite with superpower just does everything better. Mamoswine is slightly better with high horsepower instead of Bulldoze, and lots of people have been using it, especially people who don't have Zacian. They run Mamoswine with Dialga. And I think I've seen someone in the top 10 during Master League playing Mamoswine. Buzzwole, it's low-key good, but not the greatest option. Togekiss is for people who don't have the option to run some good stuff in Master League. So Togekiss with Aura Sphere is a good Pokemon if you don't have anything good. But is it the best? I don't think it's the best, but I think it's a good Pokemon. Let's just say that. And now moving into the top teams. Okay, enough talking. 15 minutes just talking about those Pokemon. Let's talk about the good teams. Sorry, I like, it's been a long time since last time I did a Master League video, so I have lots of stuff to talk about. So I'm just trying to keep it short, and even though we've been talking about 15 minutes. Hope you guys don't get bored by these speeches mid video. Please let me know whether you would like it to keep it short or you don't mind, or you just like skip to the part where like where I talk about the teams. The best team according to PvPoke from last cycle or last rotation is Curam with Zacian and the this is not Dialga yet, this is Groudon, or as some specific thing might say, Groudon. Kyurem is good as a lead because you have the potential to debuff the opponent. That's one. You beat all the flyers, okay? Because you outpace sometimes, and once you debuff them, you're just gonna go wild. Zacian is there as this team as an ABB. If they swap in Dialga, you have 2 hard answers. If they have a steel lead, you have 2 hard answers to the steel. So it's kind of an ABB against good, like you're weak against steel in the lead, but you're fine against steel in the back. But you're not that bad against steel in the lead because Kyurem, I mean, the thing about Kyurem, you just need to land the first glacial charge move thing, whether you debuff the charge move. It's like that, the icy wind clone. This is not the team I use. I genuinely don't have a Kyurem, so I don't use it. But the team I will be using, and I have always been using, okay, ever since I started playing Master League, Dialga, Lugia with Kyogre or Mewtwo. I always change those two depending on the meta. But yeah, this is my favorite team. I made lots of videos about this team. You could just go and check these 2 videos. There is also like a bunch of them on King's IV YouTube channel. When I started making YouTube videos, I used to send him videos. Climbing 3400 with this open Master League team. I hit 3100 mod with these solid Master League teams. My teams in Master League are always Dialga, Lugia with Kyogre, or Mewtwo. And there's a bunch of videos on the channel. Last season, I tried something different for like the last couple days, where I ran Ho-Oh in the lead just to get some shields out of the opponent, and then give my Mewtwo an upper shield where the Mewtwo can sweep. This team is good as long as you don't get a Kyogre lead, because Kyogre lead usually RPS the back. Because if they have a Kyogre in the lead, that means they have 2 hard answers to Dialga, so Dialga is useless, and your Ho-Oh is useless, so you have to put it all on a Mewtwo. So if they have what's that thing? If they have Zaruda as well in the back, it's tough to win. Now moving into another solid team. The best team according to Go Battle Log, when I checked Go Battle Log, it's Groudon, Dialga, Lugia. That was like the #1 most used team from last rotation. Why? Because Groudon is just too OP. The Pokemon had a problem in the back where if the Dialga shield 1 Earthquake, you can only get to another Earthquake and a Fire Punch. So if Dialga shields 2 Earthquakes, it can beat Groudon. It's a small chance, but sometimes it happens. Sometimes opponent call you bait shield to shield your nukes. But with the Petrifies played, now Groudon can beat Dialga straight nuke. You don't even need to bait, and you always outpace and you always beat it. You always beat Giratina as well. Where in the past you need to land the EQ to be able to do that, but now no, you win straight Petrifies played against all of them. Lugia. It's just the ultimate wall. Sorry, the ultimate wall to Groudon. It doesn't do bad against Dialga. The team is low-key ABB, weak to Zacian, so you have to use Dialga to bait the Zacian out, and then you can beat it with Groudon, and then your Lugia will be free. Or the other way, you have to bait out the Zacian with Lugia. I myself use Lugia to catch a move, and whenever you catch a move on Lugia, it's pretty much a GG from there. Now moving into Diamond Nices. Ed, the best New Yorker streamer, him and NCK together makes like the best duo in New York. My fellow teammate, Diamond Nices, with the Dragonite. Oh, Dragonite. Ed never played Dragonite. Mewtwo Double Dragon. He's been running this team literally ever since Season 4. Why since Season 4? Because that's the season when we get the Mewtwo back in raids, and so he wailed the heck out. No, that's the season when we get Zekrom. Yeah, now I remember. So he was running Mewtwo, Dialga, Zekrom, and sometimes he changed it to Palkia if people are running Excadrill. What's good about this team? The CP. The CP is too good. You have the highest 3 CP Pokemons in the game. And you have so much fast move pressure. Good charge move pressure. Coverage against everything. I think Excadrill is kind of painful against this team, but it's Mewtwo never has an issue. You give Mewtwo 1 Psycho Cut lead or a shield up, and it will sweep everything. A team that used to be popular in the back in the days, Dialga, Kyogre, Groudon, and people now started using Rayquaza instead of Dialga because this team struggle against the Groudon in the lead. So if you run Rayquaza, it's just a much better coverage against the Groudon, and Groudon is everywhere because we had in the raid the primals, and Groudon is just a beast now. It just beat everything that doesn't fly. Or you could also run Lugia if you don't have either. Lugia with 2 stuff. The main thing about this team, I think you struggle against Dialga, but Lugia isn't bad, and Groudon just destroy it. New anti-meta team, you're basically here trying to be good against Groudon in the lead and strong against Dialga in the back. Giratina against Groudon, you can live up at Surprise Plate plus a Fire Punch. So if they throw one Fire Punch and you call that, you can pretty much lose lead intentionally and then farm down with either Groudon or Zacian, and it should be a good game. The home slice Henry team, it's here because Sol Galio is number 4. This is a decent team, one of the best teams as well, that prioritize using Sol Galio as an anti-meta Pokemon. Make sure to check it. There is a video about home slice Henry hitting almost 3600 with Sol Galio. I think he explained how to play every specific matchup, and since we are getting 2 Sol Galios recently from the research, one from the paid one from the free one, so some people now have the option to run this Pokemon. I don't. I get 2 bad IVs ones. I call it, then moving to the next one, because I wanted to feature a Yveltal team, the Panic 23. It's not a Panic team, it's Getting the Ball, one of the Panic mods, one of the most active members in Panic's community and on Twitch community, but he's always in Panic there. And Panic used this team, I think, to hit number 5 on the leaderboard once, and he used this team most of the time. I think I saw him also coaching with this team as well. If you're looking to a Buzzwole team, no other team better than the Crimson 19, the fourth finalist Indiana Regionals, the one who has a medal and we don't. Buzzwole, Dialgazation. I think you can replace Dialga with Grout. No, you can't. No, just keep this team. The idea of this team is just use the most broken core with a Buzzwole and then calling that you won with Buzzwole. Another team that deserves mentioning, this team, Mammolead. If you have Mamoswine, I think you need a Dialga with Mamoswine. Dialga is the best coverage for Mamoswine. The third is literally up to you, like whatever you have. Now, moving into the budget teams. This is the best budget team. There is a video on my channel, and Pokemango, he hit 3600 with this team. He almost hit 3700 with this team. He hit number 14 on leaderboard, number 13 on leaderboard. His stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepokemon.go. Pokemon, not Pokemon Go. Okay, that's the main stream. The stream is the Pokemon Go. There is an A there. Dragonite, Excadrill, Zacian, Metagross, sorry. This is by far the best budget team. One mistake might cost you losing the game, so there is not that much of a room for mistakes. Again, you're playing budget stuff. You're not playing solid Pokemons, okay? You're playing 3 non-legendary Pokemons in a league that's dominated by legendaries. So one mistake might cost you the game, but if you watch his stream, if you learn from Pokemon Go, he explains his thought process extremely well. He's too good. He's too good. I recommend following his stream. And yeah, that's the end of a Master League video. Thank you so much for watching. Those people who watch this till the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And if you like the video, please leave a like, make sure to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and see you in the next video. Peace.